There's plenty to see, there's plenty to do in Miss Caroline's cupboard.
Hello girls and welcome to your reading lesson. The focus for today's lesson is going to be asking questions to help better improve your understanding of a text. We're going to be asking questions about the writer's use of language in their text and how that improves your understanding of the characters. So girls, I'm going to read an excerpt of Matilda for you today. You've probably heard of that. Do you remember the author? Roald Dahl. Well done. So I'm going to be reading to you all about Miss Trunchbull, and then we're going to look at some questions together about this text. Are you ready? Are you sitting comfortably? Then I shall begin. Miss Trunchbull, the headmistress, was something else altogether. She was a gigantic terror, a fierce, tyrannical monster who frightened the life out of the pupils and the teachers alike. There was an aura of menace about her, even at a distance, and when she came up close to you, you could almost feel the dangerous heat radiating from her as from a hot red rod of metal. When she marched, Miss Trunchbull never walked. She always marched like a stormtrooper, with long strides and arms swinging. When she marched along the corridor, you could actually hear her snorting as she went. And if a group of children happened to be in her path, she ploughed right on through them like a tank, with the small people bouncing off her left and right. Okay, girls, so let's look at the text together. So now we're going to try to ask ourselves some questions about the language used and see if it helps us to better understand the text. So first of all, explain why ploughed is used. So Roald Dahl has written, she ploughed right on through them like a tank. Plough. Do we know what the word plough means? Maybe we're not quite sure. So where could we look? You've got it. A dictionary. When we look in the dictionary, the word plough means to move in a fast and uncontrolled manner. So, he has written, she ploughed right on through them. So she moved fast in an uncontrolled manner. How does that tell us about how she's moving? She's moving crazy. She's running right through them. She doesn't care who she hits on the way through. Does that tell us something about her personality? I think it does. Okay. So, why do you think the writer compares her to a red-hot rod of metal? What is a hot rod of metal? Can you imagine it? Can you imagine how hot it would be and the heat that would come off it? Do you think you should touch one of those things? I don't think so. It would be very dangerous, wouldn't it? So if he's comparing her to a hot rod of metal, that means she's very dangerous. You shouldn't go anywhere near her. So can you see when we start to look at the language, it explains even more why he's chosen to use these words to describe Miss Trunchbull. Let's ask ourselves another question. How does the word gigantic help you to understand the size of Miss Trunchbull? What do we think about the word gigantic? What's it another word for? Big, maybe, but big doesn't quite tell you how big she is. We want a word that's better than big. We want a synonym which is going to really describe just how grand she is. So we've used the word gigantic instead to really frighten the children. How about the question, how has the choice of words that Roald Dahl has used created a feeling of terror for the children? So what words has he used that have created a feeling of terror? Maybe that she marched like a stormtrooper? Does anybody know what a stormtrooper is? I think that's a character from a movie. And they weren't very nice. I'm pretty sure they were the bad guys. He's described her as having long strides and arms swinging, like she's an animal. And he's even said you can hear her snorting as well. So he's really painted her out to be more of an animal than a human being, hasn't he? So girls, this is exactly what you have to do for your reading lesson today. I'm going to give you a different text and I'm going to give you some questions to help you, but you have to decide which questions you want to answer. I want you to select 3 questions of your own. You'll have to write the question down and then answer it using the text. Once you've done that, girls, you can take a photo of it and send it to me on Dojo, and I will give you your feedback. If you have any questions, please let me know, and make sure that you write in full sentences. Good luck, girls, and I will speak to you soon. Bye-bye.